How do you think the Modi government has handled the China issue so far, Mr. Pawar? Do you think that the Modi government is handling it well?
I don't think one should discuss this issue at this juncture. Whether it is some mistakes are there, whether shortcomings are there, if there is intelligence failure, this is not the time. This is the time how to protect each and every inch of land of our own country.
The reason I'm asking you this, sir, is of course it's your own ally, the Congress, and Rahul Gandhi in particular, who is targeting Modi. So you as a senior leader seem to be advising perhaps your own ally, keep politics out for a moment, let's work together at this time and support the Modi government. Am I correct?
No, we have not discussed. When Prime Minister Modi has interaction with all political parties, we, including myself, many my colleagues who are not with BJP, they have also taken same similar stand. This is not the time to raise any issue. This is the time to work together and support armed forces.
Mr. Pawar, do you believe, as the senior most parliamentarian, that Parliament should meet sooner or later? Issues like China and Corona should be discussed in Parliament. There is no sign of any parliamentary committee meeting for the last 3 months. Do you think that's a bad practice? We are talking today on the day of the emergency of June 25th, 1975. People are saying Parliament must resume that. Otherwise, in 2020, we will not be having any parliamentary discussion and debate on these important issues. Do you think there should be parliamentary debate?
I honestly prefer that Parliament should meet as early as possible. Practically in the month of July, earliest, Parliament should meet, Parliament should discuss, Parliament should suggest, and whatever the situation which country is facing, Parliament has to give full strength to the entire administrative staff and public at large. Avoiding Parliament in such situation is not at all correct thing. I request to government, I appeal to government, please call as early as Parliament, please keep dialogue with all political parties. Just discussing on web or other is all right, that is required, but unless and until Parliament meets and discuss, proper conference will not go to the public at large, and that's why Parliament should be called as early as possible.
The reason I asked you this is because we are talking today on June 25th. You remember 1975, you are one of the few leaders who was around during the emergency. How do you respond to those who say situation in India today is like an undeclared emergency? Do you agree, or is that an unfair criticism of the Modi government?
No, I don't want to comment on this subject. There are certain issues where we are not happy, but this is not the time to express this. This is the time that we have to work and fight collectively. We have two issues. One is from one side China, and one entire country, the Corona. And that's why, forget about what happened at such and such time. Let us work together.
You know, Mr. Pawar, there are two battles this country is fighting. One is, of course, at the border to try and get the Chinese out from eastern Ladakh. The other battle, and you are fighting it in Maharashtra, is Corona. 1 in every 3 cases, Mr. Pawar, at the moment is from Maharashtra, or around 1 in 3, around 30-31%. How serious is the situation? How do you see the situation in Maharashtra vis-a-vis Corona, especially in the country's commercial capital of Mumbai?
It is true that situation was difficult in Bombay some part, particularly Dharavi and other slums. But now the situation is substantially improved. All these slums, where we have reduced the number of patients, I think picture is definitely changed, but it is improved. In Bombay, but place like Thana, place like part of the Pune slum area, and some of the interior, it was spreading. But day by day, situation in the entire state is definitely improving.